All right, we are back from the break. The party is just leaving the moon of Gillian
Yeah,
and
we're heading.
heading back up into orbit. Okay, from
Should
orbit.
we go straight to Hidalgo? Does that guide say that we can land on Hidalgo?
Yes, it lists multiple possible ports. Um, the guide mentions that the planet itself is an agrarian world, so it's covered in farms. But there are a couple. There are three small farming villages, trade villages, that sort of thing that act as ports. Uh, However, it notes that the villages of Nar and Grornar, do not have water landing facilities. The
Right.
town of Villanot does. It has a small lake. All three of them do have flat fields for uh, landing land-based vessels. So it generally recommends Villanot as being the primary port, but notes that any of the three will do if your vessel can land at them. Villanot is slightly larger than the other two.
Okay. I guess we're going to Villinar then.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'd have to change ships and get a new helmsman.
I mean, you're going with your. Are you docking back up with the battle dolphin and getting underway?
No,
Okay.
we might as well go straight there.
I mean, it just takes an extra couple minutes.
Yeah.
Just get him to follow.
Well, we could go back to our ship and signal them and let them know what we got up to, but we might as well just go. Well, we'd signal our ship and say we're going to land on Hidalgo.
I mean, it's just a couple minutes to dock and undock from your battle dolphin.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so we dock and move the battle dolphin to
Yeah.
Hidalgo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll do that then.
All right. I mean, because technically you're multiple moons away. They would not be able to see you if you got into trouble and stuff like that.
That's true.
So
That's true. That's very true.
okay. So approaching the moon, as indicated, you see that it is a green sphere. It's similar in size to Gillian, and of course, basically all the others. Um, it doesn't appear to have any mountains at all. It's just like rolling hills at best, with lots of fields and flat, flat fields and rolling hills. There's a few lakes and streams and that sort of thing, and some fluffy white clouds passing over the sphere. And you can see that the grasslands itself. There's regular lines in it, and you realize that those are marking, uh, you know, actual crop fields and orchards and stuff like that. So, following the directions on in your guide, you identify the lake that Villanot is on the shore of, and you begin to head down into the atmosphere.
Oh, it's like going home. I grew up on a place with
Yeah,
farm.
it's not orange clouds for a change.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like going home if your home was an actual small sphere as opposed to a wedge-shaped asteroid.
That's true, yeah.
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 It feels like as you're going down through, entering the atmosphere and everything like that. Uh, it feels very much like a nice spring day, uh, and
If only there's a nice spring rain.
there is no rain.
Ah,
There's a gentle breeze, Well, it's a bit more than a gentle breeze, but it's not up to a strong wind kind of thing at that point. It's very pleasant. Very pleasant.
Silly question.
Mm-hmm.
Can Finnel tell what season? An approximate season. Can he approximate a season? Current season.
Finn, do you want to do so?
Oh, he can? This is a thing?
Well, do you want to try? Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I can try to do that, I guess.
Okay. You think that you would estimate that based on the temperature, based on what you're seeing with the plants, it looks like a kind of a mixture of spring and early fall. At least in terms of temperature and how the plants are growing. You don't think that this world actually has seasons, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Still
I think
impressive that you can do that with.
well, I mean, he knows the natural world.
Yeah.
So it's just like he might not, the further you get, if you got to a really weird world, it's going to be harder to tell. But given the fact that it seems like it's a mixture, and based on the fact that it's a moon, yeah, Finn doesn't think this planet has seasons. So you're never going to get the heat of summer or snows in winter and stuff like that.
So Finn, does that mean all the planets don't have seasons? All the moons? Or is it something specific about this one?
Finn, you wouldn't be able to tell all of them, but Gillian and this one don't. You're not sure about the other planets, but the moons, these two moons that you've been to, you don't think they have actual seasons.
Okay. Basically, I won't be able to tell unless I actually visit the worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like that's going to make some changes to the plants, and for this world, it you would guess that the way that the plants grow is just, you plant them, and then a certain amount of time afterwards, they're ripe, and you can, harvest them, and then you have to wait a certain amount of time again. And there's no, it's not based on the seasons, it's just based purely on time.
Okay.
All right, so you make your way down and land in the lake, and bring your ship into the dock facilities. Some more dock workers are waving you in. You see some of the dock workers are clearly minotaurs, and they tie up, and a human crosses over once the gangplank is lowered. He's an older human. You'd probably put him in his 60s or 70s, something like that. But he's still pretty spry. Definitely, like you can see the years have done a lot of work on him. So he was clearly used to labor of some sort in his youth. But he's still in pretty good shape for his age. And he crosses over and introduces himself. I'm the chief port overseer. You can call me Mr. Ada if you prefer. Welcome to Hidalgo. What are you here on Hidalgo for, if I may ask?
Well, pleased to meet you, Mr. Edel. I'm Braxon. I'm the captain of the ship and the shuttle and the ship that's above it. And we've heard that there is a bounty being offered on some pirates that are troubling you. A ship called Red Njord. And we're looking to speak to the people who are offering the bounty to see if they have any intelligence on where we might track down these pirates.
You'll probably want to speak to the mayor then. Thos Dorville is his name. He gives you some directions to further into the village to speak to the mayor. And then he says, if you have any trading that you want to do, you want to go speak to Coramus Onk. He's the chief trader here. All trades are done through him. And he directs you to his office as well.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we might buy some of your food before we leave.
Oh, well, that's what most people come here for. The docking fees are going to run this vessel 8 steel, by the way.
8 steel. Right.
Alright, so you go ahead and pay him.
Yep.
Alright. And if you need anything else, don't hesitate to find me. I am the overseer of the port, all the ports on Hidalgo, in fact. But if you need anything, just feel free to ask. He points you to where his office is.
Right. Thank you very much, sir.
I slyly cast no customs on him.
Okay.
It's just so in case something comes up.
Yeah, it's
Solid.
pretty standard stuff. It's pretty standard stuff.
Yeah,
But-
+1 to reaction, so shopkeepers.
Okay.
If it matters.
So you head into town. You can see about the village, mostly humans, but there are some individuals who are clearly half-elven. There's some minotaurs as well, mostly acting as laborers or guards. And there is actually a small office that has a sign up above it that indicates that it is a mercenary recruiting office with minotaurs and some gif hanging around outside. And then, like, you know, there's a little tavern next door and stuff like that.
Nice.
And you see some short folk about the size of halflings, not as plump, and with a distinctly elven appearance as well. Do you pass through the town to the mayor's office?
Yeah, Braxon says quietly to Lafdul, "Hey, I've heard of half elves. Can you get half elves that are half halflings and half elves?"
At least not realm space ones.
No, yes, you can.
Can you?
However, they generally are not as mixed as half-elves, so they either favor the elven parent or the halfling parent. It's said that the tall fellow halflings are an old lineage that has elven blood in them. But these don't look like that. They don't look like tall fellows.
Okay. Is Ockar with us?
I don't know, Ockar, are you with them?
In spirit.
I'm back. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Right. So we're off to see the mayor, not the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We're off to see the mayor, who's Fasterville.
No, Thos Dorville.
Oh, Farce Dorville. I need to listen more carefully.
That's Thos, Thos.
Okay.
Thos. That's his first name.
Oh, Thos.
Yeah.
Dorville. Every name you make up, I mangle it when I type it down. And then when I get notes off you later, you have completely different names. Right, anyway, Ockar, we're going to see Thos Dorville, who's the mayor of Hidalgo, who we think is probably the person who put out the bounty.
He's the mayor of
Okay.
Villena, not the whole planet.
Oh, sorry, yeah. The mayor of... Yeah.
All right, so you make your way to as far as this village would be concerned, a grand mansion, but it's still more of
Shed?
just no. This place doesn't look like they're impoverished. They just don't build very big.
When Braxon said that, Braxon said that, I was thinking of a fancy shed with all the trimmings.
Yeah.
It's
got a
terrible.
rug. It's got a little porch on the outside next to the shack.
You guys are terrible. It's like a large farmhouse in size.
Right.
Um,
I was thinking a shed with battlements on so that it looks like a fort from a distance.
but it wouldn't look like a shed, like a fort from a distance. It would look like a shed with battlements on it. So
Anyway,
you approach the building. There's a Minotaur guard out front, wearing some mail armor, and wielding a long pike. And as you approach, he greets you and says, "Are you here to see the mayor?"
we are. We're the Company of Broken Sword. We've come here from Brow Space.
Entrance to his office is around the back. You'll see the door. This is his residence.
Ah, thank you very much. Okay, we'll go around the back then.
Okay. So you go around to the back and find the entrance, and enter.
We'll knock. It might be rude.
There's a sign that just indicates to enter.
Okay.
So you open the door and go in, and there's no secretary. You see a man in his middle years, just starting to get some gray in his beard. But he's got his feet up on his desk, and he's smoking a pipe, kind of, you'd guess, daydreaming.
Braxon will make sure that he makes some sort of noise as we go in.
I mean, you made noise by opening the door, so.
Okay.
Doesn't he have shoes on?
He does have shoes on. He has boots on. They're not muddy. As you enter, he kind of shakes himself out of his daydream, and greets you around his pipe. Welcome. I'm the mayor of Villanot, Thos Dorville. What could I do for you? You're clearly not from around here.
My name's Braxon Miek. I'm the captain of the ship belonging to the Company of the Broken Sword, and Braxon introduces the rest of the characters with him. And he says, we've heard that you have a problem here with a pirate called Red Njord. We've come to chase him down. But we were wondering if you might have some information about him that will help us catch him.
Mm-hmm. He pulls his feet down, kind of sits upright, taps his pipe out in an ashtray, leaning forward. Definitely has taken on a more serious demeanor. Yes. Red Njord, he's a bad one. Relatively new compared to the strike, and we've never had much trouble with the singing sword. But this Njord fellow, he if I had to guess, he's getting his crew's rations from some of our trading vessels.
Right. Yeah, we was trying to work out if we could identify things he might have stolen to see if we could magically find him.
If you're stealing their food, couldn't we just, well, sabotage the food? If we knew which
Well, the problem is their food
stage.
goes off to their customers. So if you sabotage the food, you've got to make sure the food doesn't.
Add in some extra food that you're purposely not going to sell. Just so everyone on the ship knows not to touch that food, but pirates don't know.
Well, yeah. The problem is these are nasty pirates that we heard were murdering everyone. So we kind of, if we can, we want to stop any other ships being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mostly what we produce here, of course, is food. You've probably heard about. He kind of says it as matter of factly, not actually asking. You've probably heard of the crops that we grow here are oversized, easily capable of feeding more people than your average fruits and vegetables. We have a few galleons, and of course there's other independent traders who visit us, and they've been attacked. Couldn't say for sure whether it was the strike or a red Njord, but we have one galleon that it's been declared missing. It's overdue about 3 months ago, and at this point it's assuredly gone.
Maybe we can get a manifest of that ship just in case we can rescue anyone.
If someone's got memorabilia of that ship, we could track that ship's location. We've got a device that can track the owner or if they're still alive. Do we know if our tracker can find non-living people?
I don't know that you know one way or the other. I can't remember if you've tried to test that.
Well, it's a little hard for us to test.
I mean, if you put in a personal item of someone who you know is dead,
Recently
that's what you mean.
dead. Yeah.
But you would need to do that.
Yeah, we need to have a personal item belonging to someone who left their personal item at home.
He says, I can ask around, but I don't know what we could do in that regard.
Well, we could track down the remains of the ship at the very least, if it has been destroyed.
Yeah. Well, we're primarily after catching Red Njord ship. But if we can catch the strike as well, we don't mind catching them.
Well, the bounty on Red Njord has been raised to 3,000 steel.
Right.
We're not a wealthy community, not
No.
as best as we can do, but understand that we do have a ship to replace now, but should you capture them and bring them to justice, we'd be more than happy to give you that bounty.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
If we can recover either your ship or their ship, we could bring that in.
Well, we'd probably be more interested in selling that ship off than getting a replacement. We wouldn't be interested in a warship sort of thing, you understand.
Yeah. Well, if we can recover your galleon, we might be able to tow it back.
That would be much appreciated. We'd compensate you for that as well.
How big's the galleon?
40 tons.
Yeah,
So we would have to leave the shuttle somewhere.
No, you'd have to use a shuttle to tow it, or the flitter.
Yeah. Oh, flitter towing a galleon sounds fun.
Oh, can a minor helm tow a ship that size? I thought it can only tow. Well, it's 50, isn't it?
50 tons, yeah.
Oh, right, you have minor helm on your shuttle. That's
There's
right.
something the major on the.
Then you'd have to use a flitter.
Yeah.
Wait, that's got a major helm?
No, flitter has a minor helm, but a flitter's only 1 ton.
Oh. Yeah,
So-
but that would put you at 51 tons. I suppose you could
No,
strip
no,
it.
galleons are 40.
41
Oh.
tons.
All right. That's a weird sight.
It would be, and we wouldn't be able to land it. I suppose we could fly over there with a flitter and bolt that. If it comes to that, we could fly over with the flitter and bolt the helm on the galleon. Well, there should be a helm on the galleon unless they've removed it. But yeah, we could come over with the galleon and land it there if it hasn't had the whole hold, and then yeah, we'll deal with that if we find it.
And worst case scenario, you could tow it into orbit and let
Yeah.
them know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you're, what I could tell you about Red Njord that we know of now, the harm he's caused in his attacks has increased over the last few years since he arrived. What I would recommend you do is speak to. Hold on a second, I need to get to a different note. I'd recommend you speak to Nolva. She can talk to you about what she knows about the vessel. She's a member of the Pragmatic Order of Thought. They've been helping us as much as they can in beefing up our defense on our vessels.
Right. One thing we discussed while we were coming here is trying to put out word that we were a trading ship in order to try and attract pirate attacks.
Okay.
So we might not go down that route at the moment, but if we decide to go down that route, would we be able to pretend we're carrying some goods for you?
We won't be able to do it on a battle dolphin. It's too obvious it's a warship, isn't it?
Well, I don't know whether there's some way we can disguise our weapons.
Well, I was thinking, could we borrow our ship?
Well, we could use the shuttle. The shuttle looks like a galleon.
I suppose.
It's a 20-ton ship. We could fly around in that.
I mean, the Battle Dolphin has the cargo capacity normally. I mean, obviously you've made some modifications to function as a trading vessel, especially a heavily armed trading vessel on dangerous routes.
Yeah.
So it's not so unusual. And having the shuttle gives it a distinct advantage when over a galleon when visiting groundling worlds, because so long as you're not trying to sell off literally all of your cargo, you can transfer what you want to sell off into the shuttle, land that, acting as just a small trading vessel, and then go back into space, and then you've got the added protection of the Battle Dolphin itself. So it's not so unusual, but it is definitely a situation where a pirate is going to be less likely to attack you simply because your vessel is more heavily armed and more likely to be defended.
Yeah.
But so it's more that like that's going to be the pirate thinking, like, okay, that's too much of a risk, that's too dangerous, we're not going to go after that one, rather than, oh yeah, that's clearly a farce. So that's going to be the pirate's thinking when it comes to a Battle Dolphin. Can we take it, can we not take it, rather than, no, it's a trick.
Yeah.
Hey, Lever. Sorry, carry on. Ask.
Well, I mean, if you have a question.
No, I was wondering, what's the biggest illusion spell she knows? Something you can answer me later, if you could look that up.
The biggest what?
Illusion spell you have.
It means like the most you can affect, the largest area you can affect.
Yeah.
Could you make our heavy weapons look like cargo, for example?
I made
we,
one
we,
of-
we actually went through that once before, at least once.
wow.
Now, Leva can't make the ship much bigger than it is. And what was it? It's I don't know.
I was thinking if we can
weapons bigger.
if we could do like one side of our ship or something to make it look something else.
Too big.
Or...
Unless the different levels have changed that.
No, we don't need to change the size of our ship, but if we could make it look like we have less weapons than we do, could we?
What do you think, Old?
Well, it depends on what spell you're thinking of.
What if we did only half the ship?
Well, again, it would
So-
depend on what half you're talking about. Like, are you talking about starboard side versus port side? Are you talking about upper deck versus the bottom of the ship? That sort of thing. But again, I need to look at the spell in question.
Yeah.
So, Leva, what's your most powerful illusionary spell?
I have no idea. I'd have to look it up.
You've got the 4th level one, whatever that is, I think.
Yes.
I don't know if you had
Hallucinatory
the
terrain?
5th.
I'm sorry?
Hallucinatory terrain?
That might be useful.
You don't
No,
have that
it's
one?
not that
Leva
one.
doesn't have that. Doesn't know that one.
Finn knows that, but...
No, that's a wizard spell.
Oh, hallucinatory forest. That's why I'm getting confused.
She doesn't actually know any of the hallucinatory things. She had or has a scroll with that spell. I think she had. That's in the past.
The 3rd level spell, Spectral Force. Do you have that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was right. Hallucinatory terrain is a scroll. She still has it.
Well, if you come to a town with a group of wizards, you could probably do some trading to learn that if you wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a common spell, so you don't need to use
And
scroll.
anywhere with gnomes, really, because gnomes tend to be illusionists whenever they got mages.
Depends on the gnomes. Depends on the gnomes.
The gnomes here are the
It's
best
still,
gnomes.
I mean, it's still 10 yards per level cube. So that's 10 at 10th level. That's okay. It's 100 yards. That's okay.
Yeah, 100 yards by 100 yards by 100 yards. That would cover your ship.
Okay.
Spectral Force is 40-foot cube plus 10-foot cube per level, which I think would be 140 by 140 by 140 feet. Which
Yeah,
might do
slight
your
difference.
vessel. Let me see.
Yeah, but don't forget that third level could easily be 5 levels lower.
True. That is true.
This-
And that is one of the worries. And that's going to be a worry with either of those as well.
Mhm.
Is it possible to overwrite it by casting it again? We'd have to wait out.
I think you can probably dispel your own illusions at any point that you want. Yeah, keel length is 250 feet. But you can alter 140 feet of that. If you know, or it might be less. But yeah, I mean, so you can alter some significant portions of your vessel.
You can make it look like we're highly damaged, so we're in easy pickings or something.
Yeah.
which would force them into an unfavorable fight on their side. On our, well, for them, yeah. Because they wouldn't normally take on something so big.
What we want to look like is not just that we're damaged, but our ship's got lots of cargo on it or something.
Cargo's usually under deck now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You can have some stuff on top, I guess.
Well, Lafdul, if I learn hallucinatory terrain, I'm going to be into your green plants.
Oh. We finally got rid of Higamus, the plant destroyer.
Not only a green plant, I'll need a twig too. All right, I can collect the twigs on the road, but still.
You got stuff like Advanced Illusion, which is 5th level. Oh, that's another spell you're interested in, is Shadow Door, because you want the invisibility spells. Something you might want to look at some point. Anyway,
Yeah,
should we...
that one invisibility spell, Lafdul.
But yeah, so if you're asking if he, so you're asking him if he would be, if he'd be allowed to, allow you to masquerade as a cargo vessel in their name, so to speak.
Yeah.
He, yeah.
Basically, Braxon will add, one thing we're wondering is if they have spies working for them that may or may not be trying to feed them information. But we're not sure if they're specifically going after your ships or if they're just going after everyone.
So far as I know, there's no. They've been after most of the big trading vessels around. He puts his pipe back in his mouth and thinks. If you were to masquerade as one of our traders in order to stop him, I think I could allow that. I could get you a flag.
That sounds like a good idea.
Sounds good. We'll get it back to you afterwards, of course.
The big problem would be if there is a spy, if they have agents around gathering information, we'd have to make it look like your ship is being loaded.
Well, we do need some supplies for our own crew.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be enough.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if we could actually do some legitimate work for you.
We could do a trade run for you, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't actually have an actual idea of where the ship is, so maybe we could actually do a trade run for you and actually make the lie the truth.
They might be using magical means to scry which ships have cargo.
Well, if we legitimately took some cargo, we don't have the full cargo space in our ship because we've
Librarized it.
Yeah, we've got a battle dolphin, but we've converted some of the cargo into a library. But
we don't actually have that much cargo space, I don't think.
yeah.
So
Well, you see, it might be convincing to sell the idea that we've come to you because you need an armed ship to do it, and we could just make sure word is leaked all over the place in the hope that somebody comes after us.
Well, if you want to carry some cargo for us as a ploy, I could speak to Coramus. He's the chief trader. We can work something out with him.
It might work. It's not our main business, but we've got crew. We can help you, and if the pirates come after us, it solves all the problems.
Now it would have to be the actual trade route, so you wouldn't be stopping at other planets along the way
Yeah.
unless they were on the route that you had goods to trade.
Okay. Well, what jobs have you got coming up that we could maybe slot into the schedule and maybe appear and disappear from working for you? Obviously, your cargo needs to get where it's got to go quickly because food goes off.
Yeah, you'll need to speak to Coramus about that.
Okay. That might be a plan.
But if that's your idea, either masquerading as one of our vessels or actually doing the cargo hauling for us, it's something to consider.
I think we might be able to do a bit combination of both. I think if we do some cargo runs for you, it will give us legitimacy. And what sort of pattern do your ships do? Do they travel around empty much?
No, never.
Right. So when they come back here, they bring other things here.
Oh yes.
Right.
Usually the things that we can't easily get. There's plenty of need for new tools. That's mostly what we do our trading with Rorks for, and some of the other places like the Stellar Islands.
Yeah. Well, we did just come from the Stellar Islands. They seem to have some volcanic stuff out there.
Yes, it's quite popular around here.
Well, let me have a chat with my colleagues because I think certainly we could go on a pirate hunt, and this strategy is a workable one. I don't know whether it would be more effective than just wandering around.
Well, I can go speak to Coramus, let him know that what we've talked about, and then you can work out the details with him if that's what you feel.
Certainly. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good day. I'll go speak to Coramus right now.
We think everyone. Anyone got a better idea for catching pirates?
Or other questions that you want to ask him?
It's not a bad idea. I was thinking about that memorabilia, so we could see if we can track down the ship.
Oh yeah. What?
See if any relative had any memorabilia of crew members that were serving on that ship.
That's a good idea. Let's look at that route first, because if we can go down that route, we can find either the ship that attacked that ship, or find the wreck and maybe rescue some survivors. I think if we have that option open, we should take it.
If that ship was on the trading route, it should be along the same path. It wouldn't be no more than like maybe a day decourse.
Well, except the planets move in their orbits and things drift.
If we're talking of a ship that's overdue and pirates are unpleasant, they might have stolen the helm and left the ship adrift. So we might be talking of a ship that's running out of air. So I think if your plan works and we're able to use something to track down one of the missing sailors, we should drop all other ideas and go straight out, because if we can rescue, if there's anyone alive.
Well, first, how big is that ship? How much air can we how long can they survive? Because if it's just like months,
I thought they were saying 40 tons ships. You get like
and it's been missing for 3 months, so assume like 4 months worth of air is gone.
It's been missing for 3 months. They'd be into foul air,
but not deadly.
Not deadly, I would have thought,
or at least
depending on where they've been. So
we're running a full complement.
We might not be able to find anything. it might be a wild goose chase, but if we can rescue some
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
and have living witnesses that saw those pirates, that would give us some more information.
Or even
And
if there's corpses, I can only speak to them if they died within the last month.
yeah, well, hopefully we'll have living people, but if you could talk to dead people,
Lafdul talks to dead people.
You. Laughter tries to make himself look very scary.
You could grow horns, you know.
I think we should do your idea first if we can.
Laughter ponders that idea and see if he can does it with his hood, with his cap, magical cap, disguise. Can he grow horns for that? I think I can alter my shape. I'm going to check that.
Antlers? How about antlers?
I know alter self can, but hat of disguise. I think it's only facial features. So I don't know if that counts as facial features.
I would need to think about. I'd need to go look at the item to see if it
hair
only alters
facial.
you into specific races, or if it can also just do fanciful stuff. I'm not sure one way or the other. Like, you can easily become, a dwarf or a halfling or a human kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
it's...
Can you just grow horns? I don't know. Offhand.
Yeah.
So, now, like, how do you want to handle this investigation into, the crew members on that vessel?
I want to see if we can get some memorabilia so we can attempt to see if our tracking does work. But
how do you want to find that stuff? Like, just start...
I think that we were going to ask the mayor, and he's going to start the lead on it. If we can, we just go around the trading officers.
What I think we should do is the crew on that ship would presumably have had families.
They should be...
Who may or may not be... Well, they may or may not be people from this world.
There should be like a registered trading... I mean, I assume trader vessels would be registered somewhere. Like a league or a guild or something. And then they would at least have their captains and the captain's family, and then see if any of their family knows any of the other crew. Work away like that.
You might be overestimating the bureaucracy of this farming village.
Okay, I think we have two routes. One route is that there is a wife or husband or someone like that who has a keepsake from someone who said, keep this chain until I come back or whatever. That's one thing where we might find an individual, and the other thing is maybe there was something on the ship that made the ship unique, like a figurehead or something.
So real fast, like the mayor is the mayor. He deals with the town.
Yeah. So we need.
Could he hold a meeting? How big's the town?
Well, hang on.
A couple hundred people. A few hundred people.
If we're going to pretend to be working for them in order to get a spy to report on us, we don't want to tell the whole town what we're doing, do we? Because that would spoil our second plan. But if we're looking for an object for the ship, there might be something unique on the ship. Do we have to find a thing for a person?
We need to have a thing to track a thing.
Right. So would we be able to track something like the ship's nameplate, or would it just generically go for any ship's nameplate?
Well,
but you'd need to have the ship's nameplate, but the ship's nameplate is on the ship that you need to
If Lafdul was lost out in space, you just go to the asteroid, you pick something up that I own, use that, and you'd find me. Vaguely.
Okay. Well, how about this then? If we talk to the people who have the records for the ships, which isn't the mayor, we can find out if there was anyone in debt on the crew who might have pawned something. Or like I said, someone
Held
with
in
a
trust.
wife or husband who said, "Have this to remember me, and I'll be back." And if there's nothing like that, then we can't use that spell.
Device.
Yeah, we can't use the device. You know, like there might be, maybe the captain and his wife had
Well,
magic. Like that.
let's see if there's a manifest or a ship's thing, a ship's log, or any records of crew compliments of the ship. What do we know? What the name of the ship was? Sorry,
You have not heard that, no.
can we
No,
ask the mayor?
Mayor
Oh,
has
so we
already
said-
left. The mayor has already left to go speak to Cormus.
Should we go
Yeah.
chase up? Captain?
Yeah, Cormus might be able to. Cormus might be able to sort that out with us.
Let's go catch up.
All right, so you're going to go speak to Cormus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did the mayor ask us to wait till he came back, or just?
No. I think he assumed that you guys were going to go back to your ship. So he
Right.
just hopped out,
Okay.
whistling to himself as he left.
All right.
You
Should we
definitely
go
got the impression from him that, I mean, you know, as serious as he was talking to you, there's also an element of just lackadaisical approach to everything.
Yeah, he seemed like happy-go-lucky kind of fella,
Which is fine.
which is that struck me as a bit odd, to be honest. I mean,
No, it's a nice enough planet. It seems nicer than the Stellar Islands.
it's nice until you start losing members of your community to pirates.
True. But when we landed here, they didn't say, "Well, you can buy our large tomatoes or whatever it is they have here, but we don't want you staying here too long."
Mm.
They seem quite friendly enough. Yeah. So we go see Cormus, or do we need to sort out any details?
No, we see Comus.
Okay.
Well, I can't imagine any details. Any other players think of anything? Lever, Ockar, Finnel'ar, Solas.
Can't really think about else.
Okay. So you make your way through the village. There's a number of market stalls. Clearly, the types of things that you know, outlying farmers, they bring their stuff in and set up a stall, sell it, and then end of the day they go home, kind of thing. Or maybe they're here for a couple days and then go home. And you're seeing walking around. You're seeing like tomatoes the size of watermelons, watermelons the size of a
Small
pig.
Oh.
You know, and some of them are intact. Some of them there's like dried food, dried pieces. There's carrots the size of like.
This would be a giant space hamster's retreat.
It would definitely be a frightening situation to see one of the, you know, a giant space hamster let loose here. But there's like, you know, there's carrots and potatoes the size of, you know, your leg,
Hanging about.
you know, in terms of length. And then there's also like slices of the carrots in there. They're, you know, sometimes they're dried and stuff like that, chopped up and made.
Dang, those are some big carrots.
Oh yes, and it's you know, even other, you know, more fruits and vegetables than even that as well.
So you're saying that Lafdul can pick up a carrot and use it as a two-handed club?
You absolutely could, yes. You could beat someone over the head with a giant carrot, yes.
I think you should do that.
Looney
Ockar.
Tunes?
Sounds good.
Maybe we need to enchant it with some kind of dumbfound whammer.
There are asparagus spears the size of spears.
Can Finn use the shillelagh spell with the carrot?
No, it's not wood.
Actually, can you do it with
It's
bamboo?
wood. Bamboo isn't wood. Bamboo is grass.
Bamboo's grass?
Yeah, bamboo is grass. It's big grass, but it's grass. But basically, like any type of fruit or vegetable that you can think of, they have in enormous sizes here.
Sounds good.
So you're walking through, and they're I have the best tomatoes here, and someone else on the other side, no, I do, that kind of thing. All trying to compete for your attention and stuff like that.
These adventurers, they know they've got money.
Well, I mean, certainly you can get a large fresh fruit for your vessels.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Lafdul's going to try and find a giant strawberry. Just some copper pieces.
There is someone who's selling
just a single giant strawberry.
a strawberry the size of your head. Yeah.
How much does this cost me?
That would, because it probably weighs like 10 pounds. That would probably go for 3 steel pieces.
Jesus Christ. Alright, Lafdul gets the giant strawberry that he's just holding in his arms for some reason.
Your fingers can barely touch each other, wrapping it.
Hey, could
wrapping
you
your
use it to
hands
cast
around.
Goodberry?
No.
we're having
No,
we're having strawberry dessert today for the crew and me and everyone.
Wait,
you would not be
if
able
you
to
cast
use. You would not
Goodberry
be
on
able
a
to use.
giant...
Yeah, no, you would not be able to use Goodberry on a giant berry.
Aw. Thought that would be like a super heal or whatever.
This would be Lafdul's random purchase of the day. 3 steel.
Yep, 3 steel.
Bet he tries to want me to buy everything else.
So no, that's fine. So Lafdul disappears for a few minutes as you're walking through the market area. Comes back a couple minutes later. His arms wrapped around this gigantic red fruit.
Look what I found.
Did you buy a strawberry?
The strawberry bought me, it seems.
Very nice.
And holding it like that, it's right below your nose, so you're getting this tantalizing strawberry smell constantly, just making your
trying
mouth
not to
water.
I'm trying not to squish it because I imagine it's not the most sturdy.
No, it's not.
Do you
But,
not have
I
spells
mean,
to make things smaller?
right there, you could just lean your mouth down. And
No,
nibble
he's
on it a
not
little
doing
bit.
that. He's not dribbling over it. He's got some self-control.
Lafdul, do you want Lever to
Wait,
reduce it
Lafdul,
for you?
self-control? That's not
You can shrink it. You memorized it.
Just a second.
Lafdul's eyes go squinty. He stares at Lever. What's she doing?
How small can Lever make it, though?
Wait,
Well, no, but I could make it bigger.
please don't.
Lafdul can barely carry it as it is.
Although
What
that would be highly amusing.
if she makes it bigger and has a wild surge? It could get even bigger.
Becomes
No,
permanent.
if he has a wild surge, Lafdul merges with the strawberry.
Ah, it's so tempted to go around the market store with a super giant strawberry saying, yeah, I got this one for 1 steel over there. Just to annoy,
Salespeople.
just to
Ask
annoy
them.
everyone.
Ask them if they want you to do this.
You knew it. And we're getting distracted by strawberries.
So how big is the strawberry now? From your legs, from your knees to your nose, or what?
I'm like...
It's about the size of his head.
I'm 4'11",
Oh, that's
so...
okay. So if I made it bigger, how big would that turn out to be?
With a standard non-level variation, it would be twice as big.
Oh, that's okay.
You know, Lafdul's going to be crushed by strawberry if you make it larger.
I want to know what the best wild surge related to strawberries could be.
Fireball.
Nah.
It's always fireball. All right, so the party and Lafdul's giant strawberry arrive at a rather large
Can I levitate it with
warehouse.
my ring? For like 10 minutes at a time. No, I just place it down, re-levitate it after a while.
Yeah, but you'd be placing it down in the dirt.
Alright, I levitate it down into my arms. I guess, I don't know.
You can just carry it.
Uh,
It's bulky, but it's not heavy. I mean, it's 8 pounds, but or something like that. So you arrive at a building that appears to be, both warehouse and trading facility. There's people coming in, farmers coming in to clearly, informing someone inside about their produce for sale purposes and stuff like that. And you ask around for Cormus and are directed into an office where there is a Minotaur sitting behind a desk that ends up looking a little bit too small for him because it's clearly designed for a human, not a Minotaur.
Braxon will thank the person that directed them in there.
As you enter, he looks up and says, are you the ones that the mayor mentioned?
Yes, we are. We're the company of the Broken Sword. My name's Braxon Miek, and these are my companions, and Braxon says everyone's names.
Good to make your acquaintance. So you wanted some information, and you wanted to talk about either flying our flag or actually carrying cargo for us as a means to try to capture the pirates' Red Njord.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my colleagues here, Lafdul, also has another plan that he thought of after the mayor left. We have a device for tracking people, but that device requires an item actually belonging to the person.
Are there any relatives of the missing ship that went missing recently?
Yeah. We're wondering if any family members of the missing ship might be on world, and one of them might have any sort of item belonging to any of the crew that's missing.
Do you have logs or manifests of crew?
Yeah, I have that information. I could do some inquiries.
It's a long shot, but we heard they've been missing for 3 months, so if they were marooned somewhere, they might still have air.
You're running out at this
yes,
point.
indeed. What exactly do you need for this?
Small object about the size of your fist. I say my fist or Braxton's fist, something that can fit within the device because it's got a size limit, I think.
Yeah.
So I tried to say within that confines of that.
What
It can
sort
be
of
anything.
object? What sort of object? I need to know what to tell someone.
A personal object like a figurine, a toy, a book, something they owned that is theirs.
Yeah, it has to still
Like
be
a
theirs.
bracelet, a necklace, any personal item.
I was thinking if there's a family at home, maybe they would leave something. Maybe some member of the crew might leave something with a loved one as a keepsake to, this is proof I'm coming back to you. Or maybe on an alternative track, if there was anyone who owed money to someone who might have. Do you have anything like a pawnbroker here?
Some people who operate shops like that.
Yeah, I mean there might possibly be someone that needed some money before doing the work, who pulled
Magic tends to know who the owner is within reason.
Yeah.
So
But what I mean is,
the moment you sold it,
no,
or even traded it, the ownership would transfer.
No. When you go to a pawnbroker, you are giving them your property as a guarantee you will come and pay the money back.
Yeah, but that might trick the magic. It
No,
might confuse it.
And sometimes, and the pawnbroker can sell those
You
things
want
too.
you want something for certain.
Yeah, but if they
Without
have,
question.
if they haven't gone over the period for repaying the loan, it's
I
still
wouldn't be comfortable with that.
All right. Well, if we can't get anything that's
if we can't get anything else,
we can try it.
Yeah.
Well, let me see what we've got. He pulls out a ledger, starts flipping through it, and reading some things. The first mate had a wife. We go speak with her. That's probably going to be the best bet. Many of the other people were mercenaries or travelers that, the helmsman's hired to do the job, crew hired to do the job, just, that sort of thing, not natives. But the first mate and the captain were from here, but the captain, well, he wasn't married, and I wouldn't feel comfortable directing you to his house or anything like that.
Right.
But we could speak with the wife of the first mate.
Let's try that then.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, if that doesn't work, there was talk about carrying cargo or flying our flag.
Yes.
Yeah. To lure them into a trap.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the actual carrying cargo aspect was
illegitimate.
Was operating on the idea that there might be a spy somewhere who's trying to get information on where ships are traveling to, passing it to the pirates.
Well, with our lack of a ship, I do have a few overdue orders that are supposed to go primarily to Reorks.
Okay.
I could let you carry those.
Yeah, well, we did want to go to Reorks anyway.
Yeah.
Our cargo capacity is a bit diminished, as we do actually have a library in our ship because we're not.
How much cargo do we have? That's all he's interested in.
We have. Let's see.
So one thing that I should note also is that your vessel has 35 tons of cargo space.
Yeah.
20 of that is in the Dolphin. 15 of that is in the shuttle.
Yeah, but we've installed
Correct.
weapons on them,
Correct.
so we've lost it.
But also the halving for your library only has the half on the Dolphin.
I should have this written down on the character sheet. Because I did work this out. Or maybe it's on the front of the character sheet. Yes. We've lost 17 tons of cargo capacity. So we have... Where are we? Cargo.
I'm not sure that that's exactly right, but that's close enough for now.
We normally have 35 tons, and I make it that we've got 14 tons.
14.
Okay, 14 sounds a bit
1-4.
more accurate. We'll need to figure out how that breaks down. Some of that is on the shuttle, some of that is on the Dolphin itself.
Yeah, and I think when we split our hold into, it rounds down, so we lost another one, or something like that.
Well, we'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, so he says, as probably close enough.
Yeah. Okay, well, the main thing is we should pursue this with the wife. It's obviously going to be a delicate thing because she's probably thinking she's lost her husband. If we've got that lead, we will pursue that immediately. If we could rescue any of your crew and maybe salvage the ship, we'll be straight back with that. If that doesn't work out, then we'll look at the other options.
What? Oh, hold on. What was the route where the ship went and got lost? Was it on the way to Riox by chance? Because if it happens to be on the same way,
I was either on the way to Riorx or on the way back.
Right.
how much of a detour are we allowed to do within the trading thing? Because obviously we're not going to stop at ship, but are we allowed to spare off a day? Is there a time frame?
Any goods that we'd give you would need to go get there as quickly as possible. So no, you wouldn't have time to stop off at any other planets. Obviously, if you
No,
get
not
attacked or
for-
something like that, that's a different story. But
I mean, could we
What?
spare 8 hours to look?
Well, how about we talk
All
to
right,
the
yeah,
wife
all right.
first,
Well,
see
wait a
if
second.
it's a viable plan.
Hold on a second. 8 hours to look for what?
The ship.
To the ship while we're en route to Riox.
Yeah. So it
Basically a shift.
right. It was overdue 3 months ago. The planets have moved.
Yeah.
So it would take more than...
Yeah.
Oh, so
So-
it wouldn't be on the direct route.
Right. It would not be on a direct route right now. It would be on a direct route of where the
Mm.
planets were 3 months ago.
Yeah. So it could be anywhere really.
Or if we...
And it can drift.
Yeah.
You know, I suppose if we just do the route anyway, the trade route anyway, we can scan, search for it, see where it activates, and if we do get a track, then we know we have got a track on the return journey.
I suggest we talk to the wife first and find out if there's anything for us to actually trace.
Yeah, it's fine.
And if that's the case, we should go after that, possibly with a flag, so that we look like we're one of their ships. And if that doesn't work out, then we can come back and take some cargo. Or we could even pick up some supplies from the other end and bring them back here, because we wanted to go to Riox anyway. We might need a letter of introduction. But I think if there's survivors, we should drop everything else and try to save the lives of the survivors.
I can certainly write you down a letter to carry to Riorx if you go that route.
Yeah. Let's go talk to the wife first. It's obviously going to be an uncomfortable discussion, and see if there's any sort of hope that we can rescue her husband, or at least bring back her body.
All right. We can go talk to her right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He gets up from his desk, goes out, and he says, "Just give me a moment." He talks to some of his employees, obviously getting some stuff, letting them know that he's going out for a few minutes, that sort of thing. And then he comes back to you and says, "All right, follow me. We actually have to go to one of the outlying farms.
Okay.
It'll take about an hour to get there. Hope you don't mind a walk."
No,
No,
walk's fine.
we're used to walking.
Braxton's going to have a look at the gigantic plants and
I'm
Other
carrying
things.
a giant strawberry for like an hour. And an hour back.
Do you
we-
want
are
to
we
do you want
close
to do you
enough?
want to stop off at your ship first?
Yeah. Could I quickly drop this off now? Catch up here.
well,
the
you
edge
know,
of-
we got-
Yeah,
Don't
yeah. I'll go off, drop off the strawberry, give it to the chef, and ask if he could, or the cook, if he could prepare something for the crew and us.
Well, you don't have your full ship down here. You don't have a
Oh.
cook on.
All
the
right,
shop.
I just drop it off the shuttle.
Okay. So you head to the shuttle, drop off the strawberry, and then return.
I tell our what do you call him?
What?
Shao guy. I forgot what it's called.
Sun Fayun.
Some Fayon that we're going to be gone for a couple hours. And we'll be back, hopefully.
He's been reading one of his holy books and says, "Ah, good, good. More time to read."
While we're on the way there, Braxon's going to ask Coromus what the name of the ship is that we're potentially trying to rescue.
Ah, yes, yes. That was the Emerald Oak Leaf. It was a good ship, a galleon.
And what's the name of the first officer?
First officer I have his name as Master Finnel'ar. He's a half-elf. I don't have his first name listed, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
That's how these documents are, so.
I just wanted to know the right name when we met the wife.
So, you begin walking down a dirt road, pleasantly not very dusty. It's pretty well packed, cart trails, but it's an easy walk. As you're going, Coromus is pointing out some of the other fields, mentioning the farmers that live there. You see fields of wheat that are like 16 feet high,
Wow.
the size of bamboo.
Braxon's impressed by everything.
With like grains on the sheaf wheat, the wheat sheafs. That's like the size of the last joint on your thumb, that kind of thing.
Did Glau come with us this time, or has Glau stayed on the shelf?
No, actually, and that's something that I was going to mention. Glau was actually with Sun Fayun having a conversation when
Right.
Lafdul dropped off his strawberry. Discussing philosophy and religion. So Coromus also points out an orchard. The trees themselves, like, they're a little bit bigger than normal, but not like that. Like the fruit is disproportionate to the tree size in these orchards.
Braxon asks what the wood is like off the trees. Is it any different to normal wood?
No, it's pretty normal. It's pretty normal.
So just the fruit that's bigger, not the actual tree.
Well, the trees are a little bit bigger, so they're like 10 to 20% bigger. You'd guess.
They take longer to grow. Make casual conversation.
They do a little bit, but the fruit itself doesn't really take any longer. Like, the planet has no seasons, so you discover that basically the fruit itself and most of the plants take about a month longer to grow than back on your homeworlds. But because there's no seasons, they're not, it doesn't cause any problems. It's just a matter of wait a little bit longer to harvest them and stuff like that. And a lot of the farmers will plant things in spaced out in such a way that they can harvest things at different times. So certainly those with larger plots of land are basically like constantly harvesting something. But this orchard, they're lemons the size of small pigs growing off these trees. And
Amazing.
Basically, like, they're being loaded into carts, and of course the trees themselves don't actually produce as much fruit, in terms of the numbers as the other ones.
Fewer
So,
but bigger.
yeah, they're bigger but fewer. But overall, you end up with a lot more.
It must be
food out
terrible
of it.
if you get a disease or something, because you'd lose like a massive quantity of harvest.
Oh, yes. We have some priests of Kislev around who do what they can against that sort of thing, but it is definitely a worry that every farmer has to go through. He mentions a farmer near the town of Nar whose an entire field of all of his plants, because he was planting all the same thing, just spaced apart. Many of the other farmers will try to, you know, they'll have like a field of grain that they're going to harvest now, and then while that's
Yeah, I
growing,
get
its
it.
next amount, they've got some orchards that they're going to harvest, that sort of thing. But he had a nasty blight affect all of his crops, and if it weren't for the fact that the other farmers around, helped him out and gave him food until it could all be taken care of and replanted and cured, he would have gone. He would have been destitute after that. But you get the impression that the people here are very, very, very friendly. They look out for each other. But you also learn that there's a good business for guards and mercenaries around this planet because, basically being just a giant ball of farms with just a couple villages, some of the further away
farmer
farms,
bandits.
especially, can be prey to pirates and raiders itself.
Oh, wasn't this
Nyogi,
place-
Nyogi, and Elithids are especially problematic. It's not often, but
Oh.
it's the kind of thing where it's a worry that things that they have to. One of the things that they have to be aware of.
Yeah, I suppose if you can raid the food from the farm, and if you're a slaver, you could just take the farmers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Any information they have about the... So Lafdul makes a conversation with Finno, and he's like, "Is this a natural phenomenon as to why everything's bigger?"
I suppose.
What do you know?
Would Finnel be able to determine that?
You'd probably need to study it more. You'd guess that, like, as far as you're concerned, yes, it's natural. But partly you would say that because if there's just magic in the planet that causes this, that's just natural. It's just the natural state of things. Whether they're doing something special, using some special blend of fertilizer or special seeds or something like that, or actual magic that they're casting on the plants themselves, that you would need to get into a field and do some investigation on.
I'll mention that.
Yeah. It's an interesting topic of study.
Mm.
Would you be
Always
saying
been
this in a way that Coramus could overhear?
Yeah, just casual conversation, because obviously we're outlanded.
Well, you can understand that the farmers around here aren't too keen on getting competition for these giant plants, giant fruit and vegetables, so no one sells seeds to outsiders.
Fair enough.
Yes,
I
understandable.
understand that the Gatherers, which is an organization you've heard of a little bit here and there, just you don't really know much about them. I understand that the Gatherers have been hereabouts for the last couple of years trying to get samples of everything, and certainly the gnomes of Reorx are always interested in anything that seems unusual. They've been trying to get samples as well.
Maybe it's something special about the soil here.
I think it's something to do with the planet, but who knows?
Could be, yeah.
Maybe one of the deities blessed the planet.
Could be magical rain or something.
Oh. Hey, that means Ockar might grow back to his original height.
Oh wait, I did shrink, didn't I?
Yeah, 2 inches.
I'm still the tallest person in the party.
Hear about that?
Oh, Finnel's quite tall, isn't he? Ain't you like 6 something? 6'2".
Let me check.
It's right at the top.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Give me a 6'1".
Yeah, Fiddle is 6'4".
Dang.
Oh, you're huge.
Leo asks you, it looks at you and thinks, but your back is not as wide as Higimus's was.
Man, just calling Higimus fat.
Wide, not fat.
Plenty of girth to him.
So after an hour's walk, Coramus directs you to a pathway leading to a small farmhouse. The farmhouse is surrounded by a field of oats with, oversized oat grains that are far taller than Coramus himself. And also you see big stout poles with tomato vines growing up with these large, heavy tomatoes hanging off of it.
I was thinking this.
Question?
Mhm.
If Ockar shrank 2 inches, does he still fit his armor?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more snug. Well, actually, a little bit more loose.
I just have to adjust the straps.
Yeah, it was just adjusting the straps.
Okay.
Yeah, but Higimus actually lost quite a lot of size. Actually, was all your equipment shrinking, or was it just the person?
Just the person.
Mm.
I can't remember what did that. Was that some kind of magic item Oh, wait, that was the artifact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dwarven artifact.
God. I'm happy to interpret you to a full dwarf. I wouldn't be able to fit any of my armor or clothes.
You're not
Right.
a paladin a tier anymore.
Yeah, you might have to give up being a paladin and brew beer instead.
Well, you could be a paladin of Kryn. They've got paladins, haven't they? I think I asked the minus.
Dwarves can't be paladins.
I thought Solas was into brewing beer.
So you make your way down the pathway to the farmhouse. It's a snug little farmhouse, and you can see a couple people working in some of the fields harvesting some of the crops. Oddly enough, one of the people harvesting the barley is another one of those short elf-like figures, which makes it an even stranger sight.
Or a tiny person picking
Yes.
up big crops.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're affected by the.
Well, I mean, you
The
haven't seen any
phenomenon.
people bigger than normal.
Yeah, well, maybe it's just them. But that could be.
So Cormus calls out a greeting and asks for Mistress Finnel'ar, and one of the nearby workers directs him to the farmhouse. He goes up and knocks on the door, and a half-elven woman comes out, clearly in the midst of baking something. They speak quietly. You're a little bit away, so you don't hear exactly what it is.
What about Lafdul? He's got a lesson check.
No, it's just giving some privacy. Well,
Yeah,
listen if you
Lafdul's
want.
not
What's your
going.
what's your score?
He's not. He's not going out of his way, but he is doing
What's
it.
your score? What's your score?
45. It's not amazing, but.
Yeah, he's basically just telling her what these people that he's brought with him are about, what they want, that sort of thing. And after a moment, leads her to you and introduces her as Mistress Finnel'ar. Says, she's the wife of the first officer of the Emerald Oak Leaf.
Braxon bows to her and says, I'm Braxon Miak. I'm the captain of the Company of the Broken Sword. Thank you very much for seeing us. I know this must be a difficult time for you. We have this magical device which might be able to help us find where your husband is if you happen to have an item that it can lock onto. So it's not a certainty, it's a long shot, but we're aware that he's been missing for 3 months, and if there's a chance we could rescue him, we'd very much like to do so.
She she kind of like clasps her hands over her mouth in surprise, and says, "Oh yes, if he is alive, this would help you find him. If I have
Yes.
something."
Yes, we've used this before.
It needs to be a personal item that is intrinsically his.
She draws out from her dress on a chain around her neck. You can see that there's a man's ring on there, and she says, "My husband always gives this to me before he goes away for luck. He said that his very first trip he forgot it at home, and they survived a harrowing experience with some pirates some 20 years ago, and ever since he's left it home as a luck. If this allows you to rescue him and bring him home, it would certainly mean the world to me and prove that the luck is in the ring." She unclasps the necklace from around her neck, draws it off, and holds out the ring to you, Braxon.
Okay, Braxon will take the ring.
She tells you a little bit about her husband, like how to recognize him. He's another half-elf, brown hair, average height, blue eyes. Gives you some personal information that you don't think is relevant, but you listen politely. She is in a bit of shock and hope. There's she seems very hopeful that this will work. Coramus is constantly trying to point out that it's a long shot, that it's not likely.
Try our
Most
best.
other people have already come to the conclusion that everyone's dead.
Braxon says this is, of course, a long shot, but like you said, it is very lucky that your husband left you this ring. So maybe the gods will smile on us when we search.
Notice how Braxon said gods and not Patar.
Because all the gods work for Patar.
Yeah. You should always refer to your chief deity.
And Coramus, with an eye towards you, assures her that if it does not work, the ring will be returned. He's giving you a bit of side eye with that.
Definitely.
Of course.
We would never take the ring.
Yeah.
Is that right, Lafdul?
What?
Your territory, right, Lafdul?
He don't get.
What are you insinuating?
Nothing.
He'd only get a couple of XP for it.
I didn't even think of that.
Minus
You're-
1,000 XP, Lafdul. Just kidding.
No, Arco's horrible. I should steal something off him.
So it's a silver
Steal his
ring.
bootlaces.
It's a silver ring with a design of 3 circles on its face. One of them is black, one of them is red, and one of them is white, and just kind of forming a triangle.
Braxon turns to Lafdul and says, "This was your idea. Will the ring be damaged when we use it to search for him?"
No, we just got it. The gem gets used up when we use that as payment.
Okay.
As far as I know, does anyone else remember otherwise? It was just a gem that gets used up. I can't remember how much gem we had to put in there, though. It was like 50 guilds worth of gem.
I think it was quite a valuable gem, wasn't it?
Just put 100 guild gem in there, just to be certain.
Well, you're not back on the ship yet, so
No, it's just back of our mind.
So after some further pleasantries and assurances to her, Cormus gives his farewells and begins to lead you back towards town.
Yeah, and Braxon thanks her for her time.
As you're leaving, she is rushing out to the fields to talk to some of the workers there. You can't hear what they're saying, but she's clearly excited. So.
She might have given up hope at one point.
Right, well, let's go see if this will find that man, hopefully alive.
All right. Is there any further so it takes about another hour to get back to town.
Do they have a gem shop? Because I think we might want to buy a gem. We're gonna need something somewhere.
They do not.
I guess we're gonna have to use. We have gems on the ship, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got not gems per se, but I was using in my. I don't know if they'd be valuable enough.
Worst case scenario, there is a dwarven mining planet. Yeah, a moon.
Yeah.
One of the moons. Pardon me. One of the moons is has a dwarven colony on it, and they do a lot of mining. So, you could probably go there and get one.
Yeah, that take us about an hour.
Yeah, I've only got like powdered bloodstone. Although I do have a cellophane, which is a 50 gold gemstone. Oh no, it's powdered. Well, would I have powdered it yet?
Probably.
Yeah, you people and your powder and gems.
So, the journey back to the village, Cormus is just asking you general, background stuff about you guys, that sort of thing.
Braxon will give him some of the adventures that we've gone through.
And when you get back to...
And you probably focus on the time that we fought that giant scaver ship.
He's quite impressed by the story. He finds the idea of a giant ship in the form of a scaver that is all metal quite impressive. At the same time, he makes multiple comments about gnomes, how it must be a gnome invention, and he's surprised that it worked as well as it did if it was a gnome invention, that sort of thing.
Braxon said it was a gnome invention, but the gnomes didn't speak proper gnomish. They spoke another language.
Well, that would be expected for those outside of this crystal sphere, I understand.
Yeah.
So you get back to the village, and Cormus writes out a contract of sorts, basically saying that you've taken possession of this ring for this purpose, and it will be returned in due course, that sort of thing, and expects all of you to sign it.
Yeah, Braxon.
I'm. Can I roll spellcraft?
Braxon will just sign the contract.
Okay. What do you want to roll spellcraft check? What are you doing?
I want to see if there's if I heard of any magical spell binding any particular one that comes to mind.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
I mean, I don't know out of game, but I know there are spells that do that.
Braxon says, if for some reason the ring gets lost in our possession, which I can't see why it would be, we will pay compensation for the loss of the ring.
Yeah, that's specified 500 steel pieces.
Yeah.
All right. Lafdul, you've heard of things like geases and stuff like that, and you've heard stories of magical contracts or magical documents that are binding on the signers, but you've never experienced that and you don't know the details. So you don't know if this could be one of those.
I just straight up ask, is this magically binding?
He kind of gives you an odd look. it's just a standard contract.
Ah.
Yeah, Braxon gives him an odd look as well.
No, well, you'd be surprised what you sign away your life for. I mean, I'm agreeing to this wholeheartedly. I'm signing it.
I mean, if I could
It's
afford
just-
such things, I'd be getting them, but that would be
Yeah.
more than we could afford, and especially with needing to get a new ship.
Do you think we might be able to get one of your flags now, so that we're not carrying cargo on this trip? But if we get seen by the pirates and they choose to attack us, that would be nice.
What about a return journey? If we don't necessarily do it on the journey there, but on the return from Riox.
We
You're not
don't know where.
necessarily. Yeah, you're not
We
necessarily.
don't know
going to
where the
Riox
ship was
right
lost. The ship could just be in the same orbit as this moon. 3 months ago,
All right,
could be anywhere.
So he says, yes. Let me get that. Let me just write up a quick letter indicating that you are acting under us in case, say, the Imperial Navy questions you.
That would be good.
Um,
Yeah, because they might think we're someone pretending to be your ship, which we kind of are.
So he writes out a letter basically indicating that you are acting as agents for Cormus Ankh, chief trader of Villanot, and you can tell that there's an element of you will need to be careful when flying that flag to not do anything suspicious or unsavory. Because
We can't fly the flag and go pirating, you mean?
well, yeah.
basically.
Among other things, you would definitely be
Honor bound.
putting some of the blame on them if you do this.
We tend to let other people attack us first, so we should be okay.
But it is not a letter of marque or anything like that. So
No, he can't do that, can he?
well,
It would have to be the government of the world, and even then,
Has to be a
the idea of us forcibly stopping ships and demanding that they prove they're not pirates doesn't seem good. It's far better if we get attacked and defend ourselves.
yeah, but my point being that I mean, letters of marque have some issues of their own that there aren't a whole lot of like. The mayor, like, let's say the mayor of this town issued you a letter of marque. How far would that actually go? Kind of thing, you know. That's
The edge of the world.
most crystal spheres really do not have the governments that theoretically should be able to issue them, but
It's like the Elven Navy might be able to do something at best.
that's neither here nor there. On the other hand, like they can do it, and it just gives you the legal authority to be a pirate for anyone other than their people. So anyway, so you have the letter, and he gets you a flag to fly. It's a green field with a pair of sheaves of wheat in gold. Surrounded by, let's see.
Actual gold thread.
No, not gold thread. It's golden in color. It's not actual gold. But it's a little bit of a deeper shade than just plain old yellow, you know?
Yeah.
And
So it follows
includes
the
the
rules of
symbol.
heraldry.
It includes the symbol of the god Hidalgo, but I'm not actually sure what that symbol is right now. I'd need to go look that up.
Oh.
Actually,
What
no,
if I
it
have-
probably wouldn't, because I'm mixing Hidalgo up with Habakkuk, and Hidalgo's evil. So it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
That. It wouldn't be that.
Yeah.
One question.
Mhm.
Since we are going to track the missing ship, would it be possible to calculate the most probable path that the ship took 3 months ago?
I mean, if this works, it's just going to give you a direct line to where it is right now, or where something associated with this ring is right now.
We should be able to estimate that, but this thing will either work or not work.
When we use that device, does it point a beam through the wood outside into space? It's just
It stops at the end.
reaching.
It stops at the edge of your air envelope. But yeah, it's pretty obvious from your ship.
It goes through the wood and
Yeah.
all substances.
Yeah.
Even lead? Not
Well,
that I've
you
tested.
haven't tried that.
Mm.
It goes through what you have on your vessel, but on your vessel as well, you've got windows in the front. So
I've got a feeling this isn't going to lead us to the actual pirates, but it might lead us to...
No, it'll lead us to information, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would be a bit disappointing if this was the thing that led us to actual pirates.
it'd be a very short adventure.
It will be lucky. It'll be lucky.
Out of curiosity, do you ever give us that 1% chance if the party just gets that one thing right, they'll just shortcut the adventure?
as I've said, the pirates, Red Njord is on my random encounter chart.
Oh, so you can happen.
The strike and the singing sword are, as well as are some other, ones that I've made up just to throw in some more things.
There you go.
But at the same
So you can
time,
just
so
get
are
lucky.
like traders from a bunch of these different planets. So are all of the named organizations.
So we got the Crimson Caravan or whatever it was called.
We might
Yeah,
be here.
so
Crimson
the Crimson Caravan, that was a random encounter.
Wait, isn't Crimson Caravan from Fallout?
It's probably used all over the place. It's a common term.
I mean, I suspect that it's just a coincidence, but this came first.
Okay.
Yeah.
This did come first. But
I mean, Crimson,
it's CC, I mean, and it Crimson Caravan, it's an alliterative, so.
also Crimson something is a quite generic naming tradition.
Or something caravan for traders. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just a coincidence. I don't think that the people who named it in Fallout had read the Crin Space accessory. As much as many of them played D&D, I'm sure. But so I have those. I have the other non-pirate, non-trader organizations as well, including one that I found on the 1992 trading cards. So
Wait, trading cards?
Yeah, the TSR trading cards, D&D trading cards from 1991.
I didn't know there was a D&D trading card game.
No, not a game. They're just trading cards. I mean, it was short-lived, so. But it has a lot of NPCs that can be used, and I went through and looked for any that were Crin Space so that I could put them in, and they're in the random encounters.
Okay.
So. All right. So, you. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to do in the town itself?
I don't know if we need to get supplies now because we're just potentially going on a rescue run, which shouldn't take too long. Or should we get food?
I think we should at least stock up on food.
Yeah, because we might get stranded or something.
Yeah.
Well, I had that it costs us 500 gold pieces for food, and I think we spent a little bit of the funds.
Or you could have said you got some of the steel at the other place. There was like 800 left or so.
Yeah. Could I retroactively get a top up on steel?
I mean, you could ask Cormus if he does any.
Yeah, Braxon to say, well, we wanted to buy some supplies. We've only got this much steel. Could you change some gold for us?
I can do that. It's a 15% surcharge, though.
Fair enough.
All right, how much do you want to change? He's again only limited. He's limited to 1,000 total.
Should we get 1,000 gold?
Yeah,
sounds good.
Okay, so it costs us 1,000 and
15?
150.
1,150. Gotcha.
Yeah, 1,150 for 1,000 steel.
Yeah, and then we'll also take. We'll only take 500 of the steel because we want 500 pounds worth of food.
So you're only
Fair enough.
trading 500 gold into 500 steel?
Well,
Or are you trading 1,000?
what I got wrote down. I mean, they might have different prices here. I got
will.
down that we could get.
They will. They will have different prices.
Okay, so on Brow we were paying 2,400 for 2,400 man days of supplies. We were being charged 500 gold pieces. So what would a standard 4 months of food? What would a standard bulk of supplies cost here?
Well, why don't you just exchange money and then buy stuff?
Okay.
Yeah, just do the.
All right.
I mean, even if we transferred it back,
we'll buy 1,000 steel then.
Okay, so go ahead and deduct 1,150 gold. And let's see. They are selling 2,400 man days of food, which is the same amount that you'd get back in Brawl, for 300 steel.
Wow, it's cheap.
It's a farming world.
Yeah, it's going to be very cheap to do it here.
But it doesn't include other supplies. It's just food.
Right.
Just dried food.
Yeah.
No
well, it's a mix. There's a mix of dry and fresh. It's just that you have to eat the fresh first.
Yeah.
So any of those things you get a mixture and a wide variety. I mean, it includes things like sugar. It includes flour. A whole the whole gamut of everything that you need. Some of it is fresh, and you eat the fresh stuff first. So.
Right.
But that's just flavor. So.
What's the name of this planet? Because I'm updating my rations to say I've got rations from this planet.
It's Hidalgo.
Yeah.
H-E or H-I?
Hidddukel.
Thank you.
Are you going to leave this day with that strawberry?
I'm just going to split it with the crew and officers, so we can have like giant fruit strawberry salad of some kind.
Yeah, I mean, it's big enough that
everyone will get some.
Yeah, everyone can have a little bit of, like it'll get mixed with some other food that you have to add some extra sweetness and sourness from the strawberry itself.
I mean, if I knew the crew was gonna, Braxon was gonna resupply the crew, because I assume we're gonna get giant fruit with that. But yeah, I thought it was a nice treat. That was all.
Yeah,
it's
well, I mean, it's still
simple,
nice.
but
it's still nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And your water was topped off as well already.
How much are rations? Like £1 each, isn't it? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's in my pouch. I've got 10 of them in there.
All right, so you get some food supply. Are you getting one or more lots?
How much sort of price would the other bits of the supplies cost that we're not getting?
That's more like some basic ship supplies, and they just don't have that here in good supply, like good amounts.
Should we get 2 lots then? Because it's cheap and it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get 2 lots. It'll keep us going for a while.
All right.
You're the captain.
So we're... Yeah, and that'd be 600 steel pieces.
Yep.
And let's load that as soon as we can on our shuttle and get going.
Okay. So it takes about 20 minutes to ascend back up into orbit.
I think we'll put the flag up after we've rejoined our other part of the ship.
Yeah, I figured.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than come back looking like we're someone else.
Well, it might even be worth holding on to it until you feel it's relevant. Like if this works, you're not really acting as them.
That's true. That's
So-
true. And
But it's
we
still up to
could,
you.
if we have any encounters with people, we could decide to run the flag up at that point.
Yeah. All right, so you dock back up with the dolphin, and do you want to try the ring right away?
Do we?
We don't have a gem in there. We need to get
don't
a
have a
gem
gem.
somewhere.
You don't
Unless
have
one of the
a
players have got
gem of the appropriate amount.
Not to hand. I don't. I've only
Yeah.
got
How
like
much do you
barrels.
need? How much do you need?
That gem needs to be of a singular worth.
Yeah, how much?
50 gold, I think, at least.
I have one. Don't forget, I have a spell that needs that type of gem. How many of them do you need? 50 gold.
Just the one.
All right. Which
how long does it-
color would you like to have?
Doesn't matter. It just has to be worth that amount. So you at least needed one, I guess. Is it a chromatic orb?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a second. I give you the one I mind the least.
How long does this last for?
I have no idea. We might want to buy a load of gems. Because it might be per use. It might start deteriorating per day.
How long did it last for before? I don't
I
remember.
think any of us were tracking.
So do you want a few?
Just
have
do
total.
one for the moment, see what
Yeah.
happens.
Hang on for now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a total of about 100 gems. So I think that should last you for a while. How
And
about
I'm
you
good-
take a white one?
Alright, we try it. Before we do this, I'm going to use my augury just to make sure nothing bad's going to happen with this stammering.
So, what exactly are you asking, the augury?
Will anything bad happen to the ring? Is there any detriment to the ring upon activating this device?
And what's your percentage?
77.
You get a confused,
Alright, the question was
Response.
very good.
or
Oh, my
it
spell
was a
failed.
failure on the roll, or there was some other element that you're unaware of.
Lafdul shrugs and says, my augury gave me a confused result. Doesn't happen very often.
Well,
Should we-
why don't you include the gem in it?
Do you have your contact home power active?
Yeah, because I have to get in order to get my spells. I assume augury would still work as long as I got contact home power.
Augury works in any crystal sphere. You do not even need contact home power. Because the spell itself functionally has that component in it. It goes to your deity regardless.
Yeah, that's cool.
Are you sure you don't need a special gem? I mean, I just sold them here by color, but...
We could try it different.
Yeah, I give you a red one. A ruby red
No,
one.
no. Try not using the ring. We need to. It means we might have to sacrifice 50 goopy gem.
Right, I'll give you an orange gem. I have
We
9
could-
of that.
If we just do one of them with like some random item Higamus owned.
Yeah.
We've probably got something of his around somewhere. It should point us towards a sphere one or something.
No, I think it only works within the same sphere.
Does it? No, because we tracked that person all the way to that weird sphere from Winter Space.
Well, let's just try it. If it destroys the ring, it destroys the ring.
Wow.
Nothing. If we can test it, then let's test it. There's nothing there that stands in our way of testing it. Go ahead. I pass. Leva passes an orange gem to Lafdul.
We try and find something if Higamus misses. He must have left something.
I mean, I don't know that you have anything personal of Higamus's left. I think you would have given him anything that he didn't take would either not be considered his or would not be considered personal enough.
Is there anything for Radra left here?
No.
I'll go and check whether it works with somebody on the ship.
Yeah.
I don't.
Wait, what?
We could always send someone off in the flitter or the shuttle
Yes,
Yeah,
let's do
and see if
that.
it'll track them.
I'll be happy to go on the shuttle and give you something of mine if you want to see if it'll track me.
Give him something where you don't mind if it gets destroyed.
I mean, you don't even need the a helm on the flitter. You can just put someone in the flitter, shove it off, move away a couple hexes, 1,000 yards, and then try it.
Right, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely.
All right.
Braxon, to keep in style, you should give us a piece of your clothes.
It's me,
Braxon,
captain's hat.
Braxon. We can't give you his longsword. That's too big.
Now, hang on. Now, what about you not get your own captain's hat yet?
No,
Captain's
Braxon,
hat would be too large.
Braxon will give his lucky sock.
No, what about the necklace that allows you to turn undead?
Yeah, but don't forget that you are frightened that it might destroy the item. So giving something as valuable as this particular amulet would be.
Yeah.
Imagine
that's
if it
kind
got
of-
destroyed. Rather just give him give a piece of clothing.
Just because you've got a fetish for that.
So, Braxon, do you have anything to give them to track you with?
A belt.
I'm looking for something that Braxon's got small enough.
A belt would work. You just wrap it up.
Braxon's got a non-magical icon to Batar. Is that big?
Yeah, that's big.
Just a bunch of that.
That's functionally a small altar that you have in your quarters.
Plus, it's got to be kept in the shade all the time, hasn't it? Not that I don't think any of us know that well. I think I remember that conversation.
It's
That
not an
old
icon like yours. It doesn't store spell levels.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
No,
but it's of a similar
considered
size. It's a similar size.
Lafdul,
Mm,
how special does that item need to be?
it just has to be there. That's all.
So, for example, if I presented Braxon with a gift of an empty
No.
vial, would that be good enough?
No. It has to be an item that would have been on their possession for them.
Yeah, clothing. Give me some hair. Some hair.
No,
How
no.
about
No,
Braxon.
because that is a person. technically.
Braxon reaches to his shirt and pulls out the whistle he's got tied around his neck.
Oh yeah, that'll work. That's a great idea.
This is my signalling whistle from the set we bought together.
That's where it points to all of us.
We haven't all got one. We need to get a couple more.
Yes.
So this has memories of our adventures on Brow in the early days.
All right, so you put that in there. Braxon gets into the flitter. Is left, in space.
We've left the captain.
Yeah,
in the flitter. Can't even fly the flitter.
Then they sail off and leave Braxton to suffocate.
We are finally free of the puns.
Yeah.
Yeah, Braxon, you would suffocate in 4 months.
Yeah.
You would starve before.
You would
You'd starve.
die of thirst before he suffocates.
So, so you move about 2 hexes away, about 1,000 yards away, and you put Braxton's whistle in the device. And what gem are you putting in?
50 gold piece orange gem.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Oh. Really?
Do we have any gems that are more expensive?
Yeah.
Is it the color or is it just 50
No, it's the
gold?
value of the gem.
Does it need to be more valuable?
Hang
I
on.
appraise that gem, so I think it's less than 50 gold.
All right, give it back. I want it back.
It is worth about 50 gold pieces, yeah.
Hmm.
We haven't checked. Is this thing still magical?
Does the pearl count as a gem?
Yes, pearls count as gems.
I will put in a 100 gold pearl.
Nothing
the
happens.
whistle was never magical.
Ah. Maybe it's not personal.
Does it need to be a magical item?
Does
In
that
the
device
device?
suddenly...
No, it does not. You've used
Here's
it
a
before.
thought: is the device still operational? Like, is it still magical?
It still functions as a portal locator.
No, I meant the tracking
Hello?
device.
I understand
Yeah.
that, but the like that's part of the whole thing. It's a secondary function.
Oh, I thought this was the artifact that we went all over Rattle to get.
Yeah,
It
he
is.
deactivated the ability to track him, specifically him, in his sphere. Not the actual disabling the device.
It has multiple functions. One of the functions is what you're trying to do. Another function is locating portals in crystal spheres.
Okay.
Okay, Lafdul, here you go. You have a pearl worth 250 gold.
No.
Okay, you put that in. Nothing happens.
Good.
It must be the item.
Lafdul, do you have an idea spell?
Not memorized,
Poop.
but you could say
You
that
know,
I do.
you know, the one time it would be useful.
Can we just say that he has it?
Is someone, Lafdul, give me an intelligence check.
Oh, my worst stat.
Yeah.
He is so far off field.
Leva, give me an intelligence check, please.
You go to the guy with the highest intelligence. Roll a 19, roll a 20.
This is when people start paying hand
that's-
for Braxon to disappear.
All right, Leva, you suddenly remember that it functions with either a diamond or a 500 gold piece gem.
5. Oh, how was that a digit?
Lafdul, 250 wasn't enough.
2 pearls will do it.
Oh, do
Yes, I do have a 250 gold pearl. I could put. Would it matter if
Take
2?
my second one. Take the other one
Wait,
off mine.
wait. Do we want to waste it on tracking Braxton, or should we save that for when we're tracking the guy?
No, we want to check it. Well, now we know that it works. Maybe not.
Well, now you've remembered how much you need to put in it. Do you want to put that in that to check to see if it works? Or do you want to
Well, just
try it with the actual ring that you got from
let's
the
just
first
pick up Braxon and just get some gems
Yes.
on
Yeah.
the mining place.
Did the diamond also have to be 500 gold pieces?
No,
No,
1,000.
any diamond. Not
Any
powdered.
diamond.
Not powdered. It has to be
Intact.
an intact diamond.
So,
Don't you have like 100 gold, 10 gold diamonds, like small, tiny little diamonds for spells?
No, Leva has no diamonds at all.
Well, there you go.
I mean, diamonds work for
Chromatic
orb.
orb and the ice spell, whatever that was called, ice knife. Or snow, like snowball, because I know Leva said she needs a piece of ice or a diamond. I don't know if she kept them around.
What?
You got a spell that requires a diamond or a piece of ice.
Does anyone have a
yes,
diamond?
That, Sneelocks,
Snowball.
I don't carry gems.
No, I only ever carried 2 sapphires, which I have sewed.
I don't have
I
that many spells
carry
that require
2.
gems.
I have 2 pearls, 100 gold, 2 large pearls, 250 gold
okay.
each.
Then the question is, do you want to use 500 gold pieces, or do you want to go to the moon that has the dwarves on it?
How long
I'll
a trip is that?
It's
I'll
not
just
very
spend.
long, but we're not
I
playing
mean,
that
I
today.
could I'm willing to put 500 gold pieces in just to get a gem to put this in.
Wait, would that work?
No, you can't put 500 gold pieces into it. You need to
Yeah,
go
it's got to be a
get
gem.
Well then,
But
yes.
I'll
you-
cover the cost. Right now.
It wouldn't take even a day to get to the
Yeah, we'll just
Right,
go
I
around
understand
and
that, but
pick
the
up
Let's
question.
get
Hold
that
on,
back
hold
to
on, hold on, hold on. The question right now is: do we want to make the plan for going to that moon for next session, or do we want to put something else in there right now and see if it works right now and then end the session? That's the question.
Well,
Solas
Leva is
vote for
prepared
going to the
Leva
mining.
is prepared to donate one of her 250 gold pearls.
I'll
Can it
put
be
any
2
other one.
pearls?
I will put any other one, so that's 2.
Okay, that's 500 gold.
I'll see if that works.
Okay. It doesn't work.
It's got to be a singular, right?
Yeah.
Then
No,
yeah,
Leva doesn't
I
have
vote
any
that
diamonds because the white gems, which are the lowest ones, were bought long before we even came in contact with diamonds.
I thought we go to the mining moon and buy some diamonds there.
I agree. I think we should do
Since they
that.
don't even have to be 500 gold pieces worth.
Yeah.
Diamonds. Well, it's going to be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
All right. So you
We pick up
But
Braxon.
let's Braxon,
you already
let's
said
get
that you picked him up.
first.
Yeah, just making sure.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Braxon, good to see you. We almost forgot about you.
What kept you?
You
We
guys
didn't have
already
any-
you guys already said that you picked him up. I heard you guys say that, and no one
Fair
objected.
enough.
So, all right. So you make a plan to head to the moon of. Hold on a second. The moon of Majir.
Majir.
Yeah, Majere.
I'm sorry, M-A?
I'm sorry, Majere.
Yeah.
And that will be for next session.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. XP wise, that is going to be. Uh, 500 experience points for Finn, Ockar, Solas. 600
How
for
much?
Leva. 500.
Okay.
And 1,000 for Braxon and Lafdul.
Wow.
600 for Leva.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we come back next week, which will be the first weekend of the new year, on the 2nd of January, we'll head to the Dwarven colony on Majir and see if they have any gems for sale.
It'd be bad if they don't. We'll have to go to Riox to get gems.
I mean, sorry, you didn't hear anything.
Well, the only thing I've got to say then, apart from thanks for the game, is Happy New Year to everyone.
And yes, Happy New Year coming up, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for those who don't celebrate Christmas.
Merry Crimbus.
Hammas. Merry Hammas. That's what it should be. Anyway, so I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank everyone out there for watching. We will be back next week in the new year. See you then, everyone.
Thanks for the game.
See ya.